So it turns out that I was wrong. Bitcoin is absolutely pumping. Is this the turnaround of the bear market? Is this the point at which we reverse the trend that we've been in for the last couple of days? Or is this just a big bull trap? Spoiler alert, I do think that the latter is a more likely outcome from this. I'm going to explain to you exactly why right now. Let's get into it. In case you hadn't noticed, Bitcoin currently trading at a price of $69,200. We are up from the lows that we put in yesterday, down at 62.5, something like that. We're up about 10% from those lows. Look at that, 10.9%, nearly 11% up from the lows that we put in yesterday. I explained in my last upload that my decision-making process for whether or not I wanted to get long coming into this pull back, I should say, was basically going to be based on how fast we came down, how fast we stabbed into potentially liquidity here. We did explain that there was a possibility for getting into a long position, sort of anchored against, or with the risk anchored against this wick down here at $60,000. Now that could have been quite a nice trade if you had bid something like 62. As it happened, I wasn't happy with how fast we were selling off. I didn't think it looked likely that we were going to bounce out of liquidity down there quite so hard. But a number of different things happening right now. So first of all, from a technical perspective, right, we have been in a downtrend since this initial bounce, since the sell-off on the 6th of February, okay? High here, low here, lower high here, lower low here, right? This move took quite a long time. And as you can see from the lines that I've drawn on the chart here, continuation or reversal of that downtrend was basically going to come down to, from a technical perspective, going to come down to whether or not we broke highs here at $68,700, which we have just done within the last couple of hours. So that means that from a technical perspective, we have reversed this downtrend that we've been in since the initial pump after the big sell-off on the 6th of February. Also been speaking about lately how there is, over time, we've been noticing less and less leverage in the market. Now, just like any trend, okay, clearly this was a downtrend, but it involves periods of up and periods of down. The net movement, which is the trend, is down. The net movement of leverage in the market has been down, and it is trending down, as far as I can tell. But there was, nonetheless, a bias of shorts in the market versus longs, which is to be expected given that sentiment is so low. Okay, still on the fear and greed index, 11. Now you can see, obviously, this is lagging, right? This shouldn't be lower than yesterday. But sure enough, on net, there are more shorts in the market right now than there are longs in the market. And what happens when prices move up and come through the liquidation prices of short positions? The answer is the exchanges on which those short positions are held go and buy Bitcoin on the market to get traders out of those positions. In order to liquidate those short positions, they have to go and buy Bitcoin on the market, and that causes a sudden demand shock, which means that up movements can sometimes be extended. And we have seen, indeed, over the last 24 hours, nearly $500 million, that is nearly $500 million worth of short positions liquidated out of the market, which is pretty much the flip of what we saw yesterday, or the day before, I should say, then being over the last 24 hours, right? About $500 million worth of short positions liquidated. So yes, part of this move is being stoked along by liquidations, but not quite the same sort of liquidation driven move, I'd say, that we have been seeing lately. There's definitely people jumping in on this trend, and it's interesting to see where the market dynamics lie right now. But what I want to point out to you right now is the fact that just look at this one day exchange liquidation map. I'm actually going to make myself, oh no, that's fine. I was going to rearrange myself a little bit so you can see this more clearly, but look how ridiculous this is. Look how many people have jumped on this trend with leverage, with money that they don't have. I mean, this is just silly. $2.8 billion worth of long-side liquidation risk now lying down at 61.7. Just as a reminder on the chart, 61.7 down here, pretty neatly coming in with the lows of the last move, right? Yeah, I think okay, that's not a huge amount of liquidation risk compared to what we have been seeing. And if we zoom out to the 30-day, yes, this has contaminated the 30-day average exchange liquidation, aggregate exchange liquidation map print, right? Because now you're looking at $4.39 billion on the long side. Still a disparity to the upside, right? Still $6.5 billion worth of short side liquidation risk. You've got to remember that these are averages. Okay, we're looking at aggregate net exchange liquidation risk. This 30-day will change based on the 1 day, etc. Point is, there's still more shorts in the market than there are longs right now, but a fair few people did indeed jump in on the trend here. It means basically there is still optimism in the market. Still a little bit of optimism in the market. There are still optimists in the market, I think is a better way of putting it. Expect this fear and greed index to change, to come up tomorrow, most likely, unless something crazy happens in the next few hours or so. But yeah, that leads me to believe basically we're not yet at the end of this. I could be wrong. It would be great in many ways to be wrong on that. Kind of hoping I'm not wrong, obviously. There's still a lot of Bitcoin that I want to scoop up at lower prices. But realistically, calling it as I see it, most likely scenario from here is people get too excited for this. People start thinking this is it. This is actually the end of the bull of the bear market phase that we've been in. More and more people jump in on this, and they come to be liquidated or disappointed by catalysts that are going on right now. Either way, they end up liquidated, and we see further downside, further pain in the market. Unfortunately, quite a few. There's definitely news catalysts around right now. Okay, we've already spoken about geopolitical tensions. Look at this pretty interesting story here. U.S. Senator opens probe on Binance over alleged $1.7 billion flow to Iranian entities. Richard Blumenthal sent Binance co-chief Richard Tang a letter asking for records about the exchange's dealings with Iran-linked entities and the alleged dismissal of its investigators. I don't think that on its own is likely to be market moving, but we know that the Iran situation is live and is hot. $7.5 billion Bitcoin loss sends MicroStrategy to the number one most shorted stock worldwide. Is Saylor's BTC bet failing? Now, I would actually err on the other side here, right? Obviously, this is a negative headline, right? It's dangerous times for Michael Saylor. But once again, I would kind of play this. I would categorize news like this on the side of really bad market sentiment, on the side of people are getting closer to the point where they think there's no way that this can actually turn around, which I know might sound counterintuitive or potentially go against what I've just said, and that I think we are going to turn around of this move, but I'm kind of talking on different time horizons there, right? What goes up must come down, what goes down must come up, whichever way you want to look at it. But you've got to factor in that this is a very short-term move. A lot of people have, not a lot of people compared contextually generally, right? But in a short period of time, a lot of people have jumped on that long. And usually the market punishes moves like that. You can see 24th, $257 million worth of inflows into the ETFs, which is an interesting move for the 24th. If we just zoom this out to the daily time horizon, we will see that, technically speaking, the 24th was a down day. And this is the second time I've spoken about noticing ETF flows starting to behave a little bit differently to retail, right? When behaving like retail, I'm talking about people buying into the ETFs just like retail buys in on leverage, i.e. buying in on green days and selling out on red days. Sorry, just moving myself there so you can see $257.7 million net inflows on the 24th. And it was pretty balanced across venues as well. See 78.9 on IBIT, 82 on FBTC. But yes, interesting to see institutions buying into the dip. We've spoken about that at length this week. Accumulator addresses as well. And even, it seems, Chinese money investing into Bitcoin via the ETFs. But I think the what this all comes down to is basically time horizon. So, yeah, look, it's totally possible that I was wrong in a big way and everything does turn around from here. This is the reversal of the bear market that we've been in since October, if you want to look at it that way. I think much more likely is, yes, okay, from a technical perspective, we have bucked this downtrend, but I think it's much more likely we see a cooling off now and we see a small scale liquidation event. I'm not talking about a mass scale liquidation event. I'm talking about, I don't know, something like a little $500 million like we've seen on the way up. Same thing on the way down, little extension to the downside, and potentially a continuation of this before we see an eventual turnaround. Once again, if you look at this from a much higher bird's eye view and map it out to similar magnitudes as the last bear market explained before, you'd be looking at from bull market tops to bear market lows, something like 77% down. Currently, to today's prices from all-time highs, we're only down about 45%. Okay, not an exact science, and I wouldn't be basing I wouldn't be throwing all my eggs in that basket. Point is, the market does tend to upset the most number of people, and any small amount of optimism like this, I think, is most likely to be absolutely crushed in the coming hours and the coming days. Would be cool if I was wrong, but probably going to end up richer if I'm right, because it means that there's more opportunity to buy more Bitcoin at lower prices. But there you go. I missed the long. Like I say, just called it how I saw it. Sometimes you get these things right, sometimes you get these things wrong. But the broader objective for me, the bigger objective for me that I'm more excited about, is just accumulating more and more Bitcoin at lower prices over time. But as always, that is purely my opinion, and I'm sharing it just for entertainment purposes. Thank you so much for watching. Plenty more to come. Catch you in the next one. Bye.